Hello students, welcome to the digital signal processing course. Today we are going to discuss the topic that is realization of IIR filter. It is also called as a realization of IR system. So for the discussing this particular topic, let's take the help of the concept of IR. So what is IIR? So here actually we deal up with the system with the nature that is recursive. It means that it does have the feedback from the output to the input side. So that's why it is also called as a recursive system. So to deal up with the IR systems or filters realization, we are dealing up with the three main types or the structure. First one is nothing but the direct form. Second is nothing but the cascade form. And the third is nothing but the parallel form. Now to start with the what exactly the direct form structure, it is also classified as a direct form 1 and direct form 2 structure. So when we go for the direct form 1, let me write here the direct form 1 arrangement, what exactly it is done in case of the direct form 1. So for this direct form 1, it is with the simple idea that we need to just write down the equations. Let's say this is what one of the filter having the input x of n. Let's say it is with a transfer function h of n. That is what the filter's response, and this is what the output. So if we say this is nothing but the overall response of the system, that is h of z, and if we just partition it into the h1 and h2, these are the two parts. So h1 and h2, so out of which the h1 consists of, let's say, the all zero system. So I will just write down here all zero, and h2 will be consisting of all pole system. So when we formulate this kind of arrangement where the all zero appears first to that of the all pole system, this type of arrangement is called as a direct form 1 structure or the direct form 1 realization for the IR filter. So let's write down the generalized difference equation for discrete time LTI system, which is giving the appearance to that of the filter in terms of the recursive parameters. So what is that generalized difference equation? So it is nothing but the h of z equal to summation k equal to 0 to m bk z raised to minus k divided by 1 plus summation k equal to 1 to n ak z raised to minus k. This is how this particular equation is written. So in this equation, this bk and ak, these are nothing but the coefficients. Now if I want to write down this all zero as well as the all pole system, then how it can be written for the direct form 1 structure, that we will see. So here h of z is given. So let's formulate first of all h1 of z. So h1 of z is nothing but all zero system. So it means it is the simple numerator. So we can write it like summation k is equal to 0 to m bk z raised to minus k. This is what h1 of z, and h2 of z will be what? It is nothing but 1 upon 1 plus summation k is equal to 1 to n ak z raised to minus k. This is what h2 of z. Now in this way we can just bifurcate these two parameters, that is h1 of z and h2 of z, from the h of z. Now we will see how to go for varying these parameters with respect to the difference equation. So we do have, let's say, the h1 of z, but what is h1 of z? If I say that this midpoint over here, we can just analyze this entire system. Let's say it is nothing but the midpoint w of z. So it means that for the analysis of this left part, x of n will be the input, h1 of z, that is nothing but the transfer function, or we can say it is the filter response, and w of z is nothing but its output. So this is how it is simply located. So it can be written like x, then intermediate part will be w, and then it will be y. Now let's see for this specific case how to write it in terms of the direct form 1. So this is h1 of z. Let's write this h1 of z in terms of this particular parameter. So this is h1, this is nothing but h2. So for h1, w is nothing but the output, so this can be written as a w of z by x of z, which is equal to the equation. Let me just split this equation by putting k equal to 0 to m. So it will be b0 z raised to 0 plus b1 z inverse plus b2 z raised to minus 2 plus dot dot dot. Now this can be further solved by using, let's say, the cross multiplication. So w of z is equal to b0 x of z plus b1 z inverse x of z plus b2 z raised to minus 2 x of z plus dot dot dot. Now let's take the inverse over here. So it will be w of n inverse z transform. So by using the IZT, we can get this term. W of n is nothing but b0 x of n plus b1 x of n minus 1 plus b2 x of n minus 2 plus dot dot dot. This is how the w of n will be obtained. Now to draw the w of n, let's take the help of some of the realization parameters and the diagram. So for this we will proceed with the simple approach to draw this w of n response. So as it is the output, so we will just write down here the output w of n, and the input is x of n. Obviously it is nothing but at the left side. Now the first parameter is b0 times x of n. So this x of n will be connected over here with the multiplication or the scaling factor, that is b0. Now since this w of n is the sum of all this multiplication between b and x, so that's why add here summing block. Now the next term is b1 times x of n minus 1. So delay this x of n, add here the block z inverse, which will be delaying it. So from this point it will be scaled to b1, since it is multiplied over here, and then further it is added to the existing, that is b0 x of n. That's why adder will be added over here. Next is nothing but b2 x of n minus 2. So again add here z raised to minus 1 block again, so that this x of n will become actually x of n minus 1 at this point. Then at next point it will become x of n minus 2. Then this will be b2. Again add it here, then complete it here. This is how it will be extended further by adding later on b3, then again z inverse, again adder, like that. So this is nothing but the all zero system. Now let's proceed for the next part of this, that is nothing but the all poles. So for the all poles, as we are having this equation with us, let's write it. h2 of z is already with us, but what exactly the h2 of z? So here we can just obtain that h2 of z is nothing but actually y by w. So let me write it here, y of z by w of z. This is what h2 of the w, h2 of z. So what is it? It is 1 upon 1 plus summation. Let's split it. So this summation will be splitted so that it will be written as a 1 plus a1z inverse plus a2z raised to minus 2 plus dot dot dot, that is a n z raised to minus n. Now let's write it. So this will become w of z is equal to y of z plus a1z inverse y of z plus a2z raised to minus 2 y of z plus dot dot dot. Now what is this w of z? Let's take the inverse z over here, or rather actually we are interested in y of n. Okay, so for that one we will just adjust it in terms of y of n. So here y of z can be written as let me write it. So here we can just readjust the term. So this will become y of z is equal to, so when I just take it as a y of z, all the rest of the terms will be terminated towards the left hand side. So it will be nothing but w of z minus a1z inverse y of z minus a2z raised to minus 2 y of z minus dot dot dot. So by taking the IZT, that is inverse Z transform, this will become y of n is equal to w of n minus y of, sorry, this is nothing but a1 times y of n minus 1 minus a2 times y of n minus 2 dot dot dot. So this is minus a1 times. So this is how this equation will be giving the y of n. Now with respect to this equation, as we have seen over here at this particular part, all zero system, with respect to this equation let's plot the all pole system. So for plotting the all pole system, let me just plot at this point itself so that it will be well understood. So I will just plot it here itself with the help of the equation. Let me write the equation again here, that is y of n is equal to w of n minus a1 times y of n minus 1 minus a2 times y of n minus 2 minus dot dot dot. So this is what the equation with us right now. This is the equation. Now we want to just write down the realization structure for this equation. So y of n is nothing but the output and w of n, that is nothing but the input. If you just able to recall, just this is what the system which we started. So w of n and here it is y of n. Right now we are discussing this part. Already we have discussed this h1 of z. Now we are proceeding for h2 of z. So here let's proceed for this part is nothing but actually w of n will be added directly over here because it is scaled with the factor 1. Now this is what y of n. Now the next is y of n minus 1, means the output is simply delayed by 1, then scale it, that is a1. After scaling it has to be added with this, so add here the adder block, so it will be added with the wn. So this is in a reverse way. Again take its inverse, since in the next step it is y of n minus 2, so the next block will be added, that is a2. But remember here it is minus a1 minus a2, so that can be observed over here. Okay, next it is added again, further z inverse minus A3, like that it will be further done. Now this is nothing but the all pole system. This is all pole system. When we combine these two systems, we will get the all zero system. Now just recall what exactly the all zero system. This is what the all zero system, and right now we discussed the all pole system, which is with this format. So this is what the all pole system which we have right now. Okay, so this is all pole system and this one is all zero system. So if you just write down the entire summary, means combine this part as well as this part, all zero and all pole, these two parts, then we will be able to write it like this. So let me just extend it in over here. So this is nothing but B0. I will just combine it by looking at this particular figure. So let me just add it with the different color. So this is B0, this is nothing but X of n. Now this part is again Z inverse. Here it is W of n. So this is nothing but adder. Again add B1, B2, Z inverse, this is Z inverse, dot dot dot. Okay, for understanding let me just add one more Z inverse. This will be B3. Later on we can add it further. So this red color portion is nothing but the all zero, and this is nothing but all pole. This is how this combinedly is called as a DF1 or direct form 1 structure. These two combinedly called as a direct form 1 structure. Now here one may write down the common adder over here, means these two blocks can be written commonly like this. This single adder can be done over here. Here also single adder, here also single adder, here also it is single adder. So that is nothing but the direct form 1 structure. So thank you everyone, thank you very much.